This week on Movie Mayhem Live, movie reviews of A Star is Born. Venom, the new movie in the Marvel Universe. The Old Man and the Gun. Jeff Howard's going to take us behind the scenes of Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. But first, we got to take you to a little river town in Beaver County, Pennsylvania, Monaca. It's Movie Mayhem Live. Hi, everyone. I'm Chuck the Movie Guy, and welcome to podcast number 10 of Movie Mayhem Live. Very exciting. Now, let's get the desk monitor going, get the back monitor up and running. We got to get the corner bug action, and of course, the all-important join the show crawl, which you hear me talk about every week. This week is no different. So come closer, let's get it over with. At the top of this Facebook page, right below the logo, you're gonna see this Contact Us button. All you do is click on it. It's very simple. You'll be part of the show. Join us, review movies with us, argue with us, laugh with us. It's gonna be a blast. But first, we gotta go to Toronto, Canada, and talk to our friend, Box Office Bonnie. She lives high atop the tower at CN Tower. Bonnie, how's it going?
Hello, it's good. It's a good thing I'm not scared of heights, you know. It can get windy here in Toronto, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I got some exciting news for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
We are going now to everybody's favorite film critic, Jeff Howard.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Now, Jeff got kicked out of the MGM. Apparently, his credit's no good. Yeah. He's now at the Win. Yeah.
Oh, eating cereal.
Jeff, it's amazing. You're at the Win Hotel, yet it looks exactly the same. Did you have the movers put everything in the right spot?
Absolutely, yeah. It's just, they're just amazing student movers here in Las Vegas, but I'm happy to be at the Win now, and it's much, much better than the MGM by far.
Okay. Hey, I know as exciting it is to have you on the program. We've got to go right now to Milwaukee and go high atop his apartment that overlooks the Bronze Fawns. And there's Gino's family. They always looking on there. Gino! Hey!
The Shots Brewery.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Gino's in the house! Wow, Gino, you got our studio audience going nuts.
It's an honor to be with a great group of critics and Chuck.
Hey, but it's the one person who's not with us this week is, of course, Mr. Greg Russell. But hey,
Did he send us something?
Hey, look, we got a message from Greg Russell.
Hey, Movie Mayhem people. Sorry I couldn't be with you today, but I'm actually here at Pixar talking about some great stuff in regards to Incredibles 2. I'll have that all coming for you very soon.
Now, do you think he's like genuinely, hey, I'm sorry I can't be on the show, or is he basically like, hey, I'm at Pixar, and you're not?
Exactly. He's a Nelson.
Yeah, he's Nelson Munsing it, yes.
I'm like,
look closely. It said Pixar. It's not really Pixar. It's Pixar.
He's not at the same place as we are, for sure.
Which is a South Korean animation company, yes.
Yeah. Hey, and please, I don't see anybody. The phone lines are completely open. Please don't let the puppy die. Just click on that Contact Us button at the top of the page, please. We'd like to have some guests on the show this week. So here's your opportunity. Phone lines are wide open. Just click on that Contact Us. All right, so it's going to go into the time for some movie news.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's not
Chuck,
good.
get out from behind the curtain.
I hate to go from such a high to such a low, but we've got to take a few minutes and just take care of some critic business.
Okay.
Hi, how you doing? Stepfather's attorney says he wants to, quote, take every penny available as punishment. That would be every penny from Michael Jackson, of course. He says he might even look into Lisa Marie's assets. Jackson's attorney says the superstar did nothing wrong. Of course, that's what your own attorney will often say. My client did nothing wrong. Of course, if your attorney said that you did do something wrong, he wouldn't be a very good attorney. It's a little law stuff. You know, you get this legal education here. Yes, what is the proper way to do this? But how do I mean, let me get just to like...
You were clearing your throat a minute ago. That's that. Oh, that's very good, actually. See, for a novice, it's very good.
My wife goes,
yeah, yeah. And women end up barking. They go, ooh, 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 or more simian.
yeah.
If anybody sees Eddie Vedder down there, you tell him that was the ass-kickingest song I've ever heard the other night on Saturday Night Live. That first song, This Is Not For You or whatever. Oh, man, did you see it?
Well, we did see it.
Oh,
In fact,
no.
we discussed it the other day, Dennis. But let's talk about your show.
I have to talk about Vedder. Sorry, he blew me out. Killer.
Well, see, now I disagree. But there you are.
Who is this, Fred?
It's Fred.
Get in the game, Fred. Just because you're wearing golf slacks around, the whole world doesn't have to. Wake up. That was killer. That was rock.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, rest in peace, Fred Saxon. I have to tell you, two-time Emmy winner. In this world of critics being phony and stab you in the back and fake, and I can't even think of one bad thing to say about Fred Saxon. He was one of the nicest guys. Man, Bonnie, you just reconnected with him, didn't you?
I did. We hadn't been in touch for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden, I guess somebody pinged me on Facebook or whatever, and then Fred was friends with whoever that was, and then he reconnected with me, and so we had a nice long chat. And that was maybe about 6 months ago, because I hadn't spoken to him in a bit. And it was just so nice to talk to him again, and we were quite close when we did the junkets together for many years. And so when I saw that it had popped up that he had passed away, I was just heartbroken. Such a nice man. Yeah. You're so right.
Yeah, you knew him too, Jeff, didn't you?
Oh, very well, I knew him. It was a whole kind of West Coast critic thing. You know, he was San Diego, I was Las Vegas. And he was always so nice to me. We always had long conversations. And I also reconnected him. It was like a year ago because I haven't seen him. I've been off the junkets for like 3 years now, the major ones. So I kind of lost touch with some of the other critics. But me and Fred always had conversations. We always had a couple dinners together. And yeah, I was really shocked because you're not going to find a nicer guy. I mean, I didn't know you were going to do that, Chuck. And I got a lump in my throat watching that because it was just such sad news.
What about you, Gino?
Just a great sense of humor, always upbeat, always happy. Yes, it's a loss. He was a good man.
Yeah,
and his experience
too. 76. He was only 76, and he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Didn't
look it at all. He looked a lot younger than 76.
And we go out. My thoughts go out to his wife, who was always at his side, no matter what. There was never Fred without her right there and just being just the sweetest too. So. I'm released my condolences.
Okay, well, let's move on to some other things. Let's take a look at the box office. Let's take a look at the weekend box office, courtesy of Box Office Mojo. In first place this week is Night School with $27 million. In second was Smallfoot, earning $23 million. Third place came to The House with a Clock in Its Walls with 12.6. And A Simple Favor comes in fourth with 6.5. And in fifth place, The Nun, earning another $5.4 million. Now, who saw that box office coming? I didn't. I didn't think that was going to be number one. I thought for sure it was going to be Smallfoot.
Look for House with a Clock in Its Walls to have legs for October, because all the movies I've seen this week at my screenings, there were thousands of kids seeing this movie during the week. You know, so I think that and Smallfoot, but I think especially House with a Clock in Its Walls, and also The Nun might have legs too, because it's October.
Now, Gino, you sat down with Kevin Hart. Now, did you think this movie was going to be number one at the box office?
I know that Kevin Hart has one of the most loyal audiences that go and support him in anything he does. Now, this is a stand-up comic who was able to sell out a football stadium, so I'm not surprised at all.
Right.
And especially you have Tiffany Haddish, who was at the peak of her popularity after Girls Trip. No, you knew that was going to happen. I thought so.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. So, all right. I like
But
the.
look at the amount. Do you know how it beat Smallfoot? I mean, like,
It's a
small.
huge amount. So,
Yeah.
I like to start a new segment that is basically Chuck the Movie Guy loves to vent. Now,
Okay.
well,
and that's an East Coast thing because that's in the floor, right?
Yes.
We don't have those
Yes.
here in the West.
you don't
We
have vents.
those. Not on the floor. No, we don't. We don't have those hot, cold of the winter, so we don't have to have these. Every time I go back east, they're on the floor and the heat rises. It makes a lot of sense. But we don't have
That's right.
basements out west, and we don't have vents on the floor.
All right. Well, one of the things that they announced just kind of ticked me off a little bit was that Lilo and Stitch was going to be made into a live CG combination by the people that are now currently doing the live action Aladdin, but they're going to have, I guess Stitch is going to be animated still, but they're making everybody else real. And I was thinking, you know, this movie really wasn't popular at the theaters. It had a great life on video, but it wasn't successful. And yet here they are launching, I guess, at what? Anything that they think can make money? What do you think?
As somebody who's the last 80 years married into a Hawaiian family and tons of Hawaiian relatives, and we have a place on the Big Island. If you talk to, and Las Vegas is called the eighth island because there's more Hawaiians here outside of Hawaii than anywhere else. They love Lilo and Stitch. They have the culture, and the Hawaiian people have embraced this movie. And you're right. It wasn't a big hit when it came out once upon a time, but I think it'd be really fun to see a live action version of that. And when you say, of course they're going to animate Stitch, Chuck, was he going to be a little guy in an outfit?
I mean, he's what is he? A half dog, half dinosaur? I mean, I'm not even sure. Did they ever say what he was? I can't even remember.
I think we did that junket. It was in Florida, right?
Yeah,
we did that junket in Florida. Yeah, and Roy Disney
I want
was
to hear
there.
more about Jeff Howard marrying into a Hawaiian family.
Yeah,
Let's hear
I
about
want to know
that.
about this too.
Did I
Yeah.
miss
The Howards did. The Howards, not me. The Howards
okay.
married into a Hawaiian family like 80 years ago.
Who knew that Jeff had a secret wife and life, for that matter?
And I was going to say, a place on the Big Island, Jeff.
Yes, that's my brother's place. Yeah,
That's
which he
okay.
hasn't invited me in 3 years since I've been there. You know, so.
Boo.
Well, and my final thing to vent about is there was this movie that came out a while ago, a few years ago. It was a parody, I think. I guess, yes, it definitely was a parody. It made me laugh. It was cheesy, but it was so much fun, and it was called Kingsmen. And I loved it. I wanted to see it again. I bought it when it came out on video, and I was so excited when the Kingsman 2 came out, and it was the worst piece of crap that I have ever seen. They added Halle Berry. Everybody that died in the first one, they brought back, because you can bring people back if you have a Band-Aid that you stick even on a head wound. It was ridiculous. Well, they announced that they're coming out with Kingsman 3, and I am ticked because of just how much I hated the first one. So I don't know what you guys like.
Orange jacket.
Yeah. Well, I was a huge fan of that first movie. It was so good. And I've never seen such a difference between a movie and a sequel in my life. And I'm done venting.
I wish the sequel just really concentrated on the American branch. That would have been really cool. Because we've seen the Kingsmen, but I introduced them, but then have Jeff Bridges and his team have their own adventure. I think that would have been such a great spin-off, but they didn't do that. It became this mess. And Julianne Moore, she's a villain, and none of her stuff made sense. Yeah, you're right. It was really
and Halle Berry was wasted. There's a perfect opportunity. Phone lines are still open. Click on that. Contact us. Somebody's coming on this show today. I swear. We need somebody else on there, because, quite frankly, not once I found out that Jeff Howard has a secret wife in Hawaii, I'm like, I don't really want him on the show anymore.
I said life.
Life. Oh,
maybe his wife will call from the Big Island. Maybe that's going to happen here.
Speaking of Jeff Howard, Halloween is Jeff Howard one of his favorite times of the year, and one of the reasons for that is every year he goes to Universal Studios where they. Well, wait, what is he doing?
Kellogg's has these limited edition. Look at
nice.
it. They have,
Spooky Fruit Loops.
they got he's a werewolf, and then they have the mummy for the Apple Jacks.
Oh, cool.
How cool is that? And of course, the best one is Tony the Tiger as a vampire.
Your
Look at this.
obituary next week.
Now, Jeff,
These are only available in October.
Jeff, does your wife know you're buying all this cereal? So, So, anyhow, Jeff Howard goes
Where's your running gag logo? Your super running gag.
So Jeff Howard every year goes to Universal Studios, goes through the Halloween horror, and he put together a little package for us this year.
Hi everyone, Vegas film critic here, Jeffery K Howard. I'm here at Universal Studios Hollywood for their annual horror nights. Over 8 different haunted houses. I'm going to take you through a few of them later on. But I'm on the red carpet right now where some of sci-fi and horror's greatest stars will be walking this red carpet. It's time to get your scare on. Well, thank you. Jessica, how are you? The first Purge, what's the difference between going from a major motion picture to a television series? Do they have to maybe step back and not do his things that's crazy in the film?
I think we get pretty crazy. I mean, I think our show really focuses, instead of the violence being gory, I think it really focuses on being a device for storytelling. And I think that's how it is in the movies, too. I think we try to show it more in a way as to how it impacts all of our characters rather than look at this chopped up body. You know what I mean? You're supposed to see how it affects us in order for you to understand how we change throughout the night.
I'm actually pretty chill when it comes to scary stuff. I mean, if you were to put me in an actual haunted house, get me out. No, I'm not dealing with that.
We were just this sort of very small group of filmmakers who went off to make a little movie. And the fact that it's now become something that's a franchise, I wouldn't have done it if David Gordon Green hadn't written a really compelling, very interesting take on it. And it's just amazing.
John.
Hello.
Hi, Jeff from Vegas. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
You're one of my favorite interviews here because without you, we wouldn't be here. And I know you work on these houses all year long.
Yeah, I do.
Was there one house particular this year that was the most complicated or was the most challenging?
Yeah, I think a couple of them. I would say Stranger Things was very challenging because you have to figure out how to do the Demogorgon live in front of everybody every 10 seconds. And obviously that's, a practical creature for some shots of the show, but a whole lot of it was computer animation. So trying to figure out how to translate that to a live experience and things like the Upside Down, that was a huge challenge. The Universal Monsters, I spent an enormous amount of time on that before I wrote anything, just going back and watching all the films again and trying to figure out what was inherently horrific about every one of those characters and every one of those films, and then trying to tease that out to give it our spin and our representation of that brand. And I'm excited for everybody to see that tonight.
Jason, Jeff from Las Vegas, how are you? I am such a fan of yours. I follow you on Twitter, and I just love what you're doing because would you say we're in the second golden age of horror and thrillers right now?
I think so. I think people really love seeing genre movies in the movie theater. It's one of the few things that people still really love to do, and so I really do feel like it's a golden age between just even this year, Quiet Ones and The Nun and Halloween, and yeah, I really do feel like it's a new age.
How protective are you of your reputation and what audiences expect when they see your name on the screen?
Well, I'm very careful about it. I really try and only commit to things to do that we love. They don't always turn out like we hope. Some things obviously turn out better than others, but we like to really think that we only go forward on things that are going to be great. We don't always achieve that, but hopefully we get close.
And what also I love about your films is that low budget's not a bad word, because you make it look like a lot more than it is, but you bring these things under budget and you don't have to spend a lot of money and the return is insane.
Yeah, we actually do low budgets to take chances on different kinds of movies, not because of the return. The return is good too, but we could make money on big budget movies. We choose not to make big budget because we really like the idea that low budgets allow you to make odd movies, like for instance Get Out, which never could have been done at a $20 million level.
Well, here we are at Halloween Horror Nights. Is there a particular haunted house you're looking forward to?
The Blumhouse of Horrors, of course. I cannot wait. It's our second year.
Me too. I can't wait. Such a thrill. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jake, hey, how you doing, buddy? I'm such a big fan, man.
Awesome.
It was so great seeing you in The Predator, and it's such an homage to your dad, being in Predator too, like that. So, was there any talk with Shane Black about, coming to you and say, hey, we're going to carry this legacy on?
Well, that's how it started. Shane called me and said, are you busy? 6 months from now in May, and I said, well, yeah, an out-of-work actor, of course, I'm free. So then he said, well, I got this idea, and thinking of, we're making this new Predator movie, and thinking about your dad in Predator 2, and we thought it would be a cool idea, and I just was already on it. So you want me to play my dad's son? He's like, well, yeah. Just, didn't want to put any pressure on you, but just, what do you think? I said, well, I think it's a great idea. And it's the one time in my career that I've really stepped right in my dad's footsteps. And it was a nice homage to him because he's kind of in retirement now, and it's like kind of paying homage to Dad, so it was nice. And they took out like a big moment where Olivia has a clipboard with my dad's electronic picture on it, and she looks at it and she goes, oh wait, I see what's up. So I guess maybe they felt that like that was too on the nose or too big of a laugh, so they cut it. But so now I'm kind of more of a guy with a clipboard than anything. But maybe the next iteration of it, we'll have more of Sean Keith.
Well, it's good to see you back, man.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. I'm Jeffery K Howard at Universal Studios Hollywood for their horror nights. You got to get here and get your scare on. I'll see you next time.
Wow, Jeff, good job.
Thank you.
Big clap for Jeff Howard there. Hey, now, Jeff, tell me,
yes.
It's a pretty big price ticket. Is it really worth it going out there like for that?
It is absolutely worth it because they have over 8 different haunted houses, and we're talking not like you see, like in a neighborhood. These are professionally done by actors and makeup, and Universal really puts millions of dollars in this. And when we went for the first night, that was actually the first night of the Horror Fest. They were sold out, and we had passes for the media where we got line passes. So I tell people, look, spend the extra money because you're not going to be able to see some of these houses because sometimes it's a 2-hour wait. But if you have the fast pass, you can go right to the front of the lines. And we did every haunted house, and they are spectacular. I mean, I cannot believe how interactive they are. And just for you guys to know this, the person next to me on the red carpet was Mark S. Allen was there.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't seen Mark in a long time. I didn't know he did stuff like this, and him and his son were there. So that was a big thrill too. But it was you can see how chaotic it was there, and the park was crazy because they closed the park off in the evening time just for the Halloween Horror Night. So it goes now through November 14th. And they also have it in Orlando, Florida, so they have it on both coasts.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't like being scared, though, so.
I don't either.
Well, then, some of these are really, they don't touch you, but, man, some of these things you just kind of jump out.
Okay.
That's the thing that creeps me the most. Oh.
All right. Well, it's time to do some movie reviews. Now, all of us saw A Star is Born. Oh, wait, everybody but Jeff. Because Jeff didn't go to his screening.
I couldn't get to it. My car was broken. I'm actually seeing it tonight at 7 o'clock in Dolby Atmos on the big IMAX screen, so I am seeing it tonight. But yeah, go ahead and get through your reviews, how great it is. That's all I've heard.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in A Star is Born. Famous. Wow, that is some drama. One time I was walking and somebody ripped my hat off and I started screaming too. So that was, I'm so sorry. That was the 1937 A Star is Born. I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. I'm so sorry. Here it is.
I can review that one.
All right, no, for real. Let's go. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga in A Star is Born.
A new era.
And Jeffery K. Howard as the angry film critic who missed the screening.
I don't believe that, Chuck. That was the wrong one you were showing.
No, that was
Can you please just get to my favorite one?
Wait,
this better be the Barbra Streisand.
No. I couldn't get a clip. We don't have time. We're gonna do the one with Gaga and Bradley Cooper. I hate you.
Here's why the show. People are wanting a review. We're 25 minutes in. We still don't have any reviews because if you do one more, I'm out of here. We're all walking.
All right. This is the real one. The real movie that's out in theaters
We were
this
right
weekend.
now, I have to say. Okay.
Do we even need to do a spoiler-free? I mean, there's been 4 of them, you know? I mean, okay. All right, I'm going to go to Gino.
I just saw them all.
All right, so Gino, what makes this movie different from the other 3?
It feels real to me. It's convincing. To me, the actors disappear. And the fact that Lady Gaga, in her first major role, is as good as she is, and that this is Bradley Cooper's directing, come on. I really enjoyed it. Also, the other fact, you've got some great supporting players. You've got Andrew Dice Clay, who's fantastic. Yeah. You've got Dave Chappelle, who's amazing, and Sam Elliott. Yeah. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I love the supporting characters in there. Now, Bonnie, can you do a non-biased review? Because, you know, you are friends with both Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Oh, and
I don't
and
even.
Sam Elliott.
And Sam.
I mean, I got a big hug from Sam Elliott. I mean, that was the highlight of my day. But yeah, there we go. I mean, seriously, I went over to him and I said, I hope your beautiful wife, Catherine, doesn't get jealous. And then he gave me that big squeeze, so we're all good. But I agree. Let's put it this way. I was really looking forward to this film. I have some issues with Bradley Cooper over the last few years. I haven't been a big fan. And so I was a bit hesitant about this, and I was thinking about it a lot. And then I saw the trailer, and I went, whoa, when that came out, you know, in the summer. And I went, oh my goodness, this looks really good. And then I thought about it, and I went, the one thing about Bradley Cooper is he's not an idiot. He's not stupid. He's a smart guy. And he would never take on something of this magnitude if he didn't feel that he could deliver. He's a good director. He's got a good eye. Honestly, he sings and he plays guitar. Like, he spent a year and a half learning how to be a musician. So I have to give him props for that. Mm-hmm. But I did not love this movie. And I know, looking back at the clips, I know, look at Jeff's face. I know, looking back at the clips of Barbra Streisand, how cheesy that was. Now looking back at that and saying that was the cheesiest. But I don't care. That music still gives me the chills when I watch, like, Evergreen and all that stuff. Her and Chris Christopherson, for me, are, I'm sorry, that was it. But I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and see it again. I think for me, maybe this movie was so overhyped. It was so overhyped, so that when I saw it during the film festival, maybe I was tired. I just kind of, like, I didn't cry once, not once. And I cry at commercials, people. So, you know what? I don't know what to say. I didn't hate it, but I did not think it was like... What was
missing, though, Bonnie? What was missing that would have made it perfect for you, that you would have liked it more?
I think it was a bit too long. I think it needed to be condensed a little bit. That's just my feeling. I just needed some... It just dragged a little bit near the end. And I don't know. I thought Lady Gaga was really good, but I just... Something about her performance just... I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I just didn't think it was... Maybe it was just too long for me. I think that's... If it had been a little bit tighter, maybe I would have liked it better.
Now, Jeff, what did you... Oh, that's right. You didn't see the movie.
No. I'm just checking out Gilligan's Island.
Well, here's my thing. Gino hit it the nail right on the head. The supporting characters in here, Chappelle and Sam Elliott.
Clay.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew Dice Clay. I thought that scene on the staircase when they bring up the liquor, just that look that he gave, I was like, wow, this guy. You know, I miss Andrew Dice Clay acting in movies. But you know something? I liked this movie a lot, but I thought it was so overhyped. I went into it with everybody everybody screaming, Oscar this, Oscar that, and you can't give an Oscar to somebody for singing. I just, it really upsets me.
Hello, Jennifer Hudson?
Well, that's true. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. But
this happens all the time.
Do the critics agree that Lady Gaga, this was the role of a lifetime? Because just seeing the trailer 100 times, it looks
she's
like
phenomenal.
She was tailor-made for this.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought she did a great job. I wish the media would stay away from the #1 question about her not having makeup in the movie. I was like, please, But
she was great in American Horror Story. She's got acting chops. So I'm seeing it tonight at 7:00. I am really excited seeing this movie. And as someone who watches Turner Classic Movies, I've seen the Friedrich March one, and I've seen the Judy Garland Stars Born about 10 times. So, and I saw the Chris Christopherson one and Barbra Streisand. My brother took a date back in high school, and my parents made him take me. So we're at a drive-in, and I'm watching that movie. Imagine a fifth grader being bored at the drive-in watching that movie.
I liked it.
Big Island.
Just overhyped. So it's a good movie. So Gino, give me a rating for A Star Is Born.
On a stars or a letter grade? What do you want?
A letter grade. I need a letter grade.
I'm going to give it an A. I liked it. Not A+, but I was very satisfied with this movie.
All right, well, Bonnie, I'm curious to see what you're going to say.
I'm saying B.
B? Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid because I'm
I'm
also, you know something, I'm also going to give it a B because I just think it was overhyped. Good movie. I'd actually see it again, but
yeah, I probably will too.
And two things. Warner now opened a peck of trouble by now promoting Clint Eastwood's new film for the Oscar race. Because now they put all their eggs in this basket. But when Clint called and said, I want my new film to be a contender, what are they going to say no to Clint?
Yeah.
And second, I can't tell the story here, but I have a great Sam Elliott story at the Essex House Hotel. We were soldiers. I don't know, Gino, do you know that story I told you? I tell it all the time. It's like a famous junket story. I can't tell it here, but I'll tell you guys later. It's one of my favorite stories, and I love Sam Elliott.
All right, well, there it is. So, and now it's that. When are you going to review Venom? Jeez, oh, sorry about that, guys.
No, Chuck, it's more like this. Yes. Oh, Gino. Oh, I want that pinball machine.
All right, get to the review.
That guy who just got eaten was at my screening last night. He's from Las Vegas, so he was like a little celebrity last night.
Wait, but if he got
really
eaten,
cool.
how was he at your screening? I don't understand. Get on with the review. You better not give this a bad review, Chuck. I'll get you, you're pretty, and your little dog, and Jeff's new wife, too.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how to review this movie. I've been thinking about this since last night, and I've been thinking about this since last night. Whoa.
Oh, we lost Bonnie. We lost Bonnie.
She hasn't done the voice.
I can't do that voice.
All right, so
what
do you mean you can't review the movie?
It's not that I can't review it. I don't know what to say about this movie. It's like a buddy cop film. It's like a romantic film. It's like an action adventure. It's a superhero film. And there's so many faces this movie wears. And but most of all, Tom Hardy had a great sense of humor throughout this thing. He was the straight man through the whole film. Venom was cracking all the jokes. Venom was doing everything. And I just overall, I just don't know who's gonna. I don't know how to describe this movie because it's not Spider-Man. It's not an Avengers film. It's just, what the hell is this thing? But I liked it.
Bonnie?
Hi, Bonnie.
I chose not to go last night, so I haven't seen it. And I'm going to be honest with you because honestly, I've been watching some interviews. You know what? I kind of liked him better as Bane. You can never understand Tom Hardy. Like, what's the deal with that man?
Why are you going to take one of our greatest actors and make him do this the whole time?
I know, it's insane. So I just, you know what? I could have gone. I just didn't go last night. I've heard so many different things about this film that it's just ridiculous.
Well,
it's not that bad, Bonnie.
No, it's really not. No, I read all the comics growing up, and to me, I was like, how are they going to do Venom on screen? I wasn't sure, and I actually thought it was a decent movie, but I think it's because I understood the character, I knew all about it, and they did a really good job. The special effects are good, but who's going to go see this movie?
And Gaga fans are all over the net trashing this movie because they're trying to get people to go more to see Stars Born, and they're trying to sing Venom. But I think, and they have little kids at the screening last night. This is not for kindergartners. Don't bring all your children. Yeah. It's not a Spider-Man film. And by the end of the film, they were in their parents' lap, terrified.
Yeah. Well, you know something? And this is the first time I have ever said this, but Michelle Williams, I didn't like her in the role.
Could have been anybody. That role, it had nothing to do with Venom. She just showed up every now and then to kind of like make a face or something. But
she did a good job. No,
it wasn't like in Iron Man where she was Sylvia Plath. What's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow,
Yeah. She was integral part to Tony Stark. Yeah. But in this, it could have been anyone. It should have been an unknown actress. She deterred away from the movie, I thought.
Yeah,
I mean, me.
It could have been anybody. And like I said, if you're a comic book fan, you need to see it. If you're going to follow on the way they ended it, they're clearly going to one of the most popular comic book series that they had with Venom. In fact, they put him in the the Universal had its own little theme show on the live. I can't remember, but Venom.
This is This is Sony's launch into their own MCU universe. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So they're going to take any character that's under the Spider-Man realm is going to be they have the copyright for it. So they're going to do anything that's in there. And also, Chuck, the 2 Easter eggs at the end of the film. The first one is awesome.
Yeah.
And then did you watch the second one?
Oh, yeah.
It's not much of a spoiler. It's the 5-minute presentation of the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, which was a little bit weird. But
it was weird, but it looks great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
You know,
it's amazing.
The fans at my screening went ballistic for that for the last 5 minutes of it.
Oh,
you know,
I thought about 15 people stayed.
I thought for sure that it was going to be the first segment where we see where they're going to continue on with the Venom storyline. But
that was a surprise. I don't want to give it away, but man, that first Easter egg, I was like,
Jeff,
the star power and the character.
Yeah. Give me a letter grade, Jeff.
I'm going to give it a B.
B, really?
Yeah. Believe it or not, a B. Even though the villain was a moron, I couldn't stand that actor, Reese, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I was going to say, I'm going to go.
Terrible.
Honestly, for a Marvel film, it's probably my least favorite. I'm going to go C+. So, all right. So next up is our final movie. It's The Old Man and the. All right. So I don't know what's going on here, but that's not a gun. So I didn't see this movie. They didn't screen it for me. There's no screening scheduled, and I know that all three of you.
That has something to do with the movie. That scene has something specific to do with the movie.
So this is a case of don't watch the trailer. You know how I hate that? Is that true?
Yeah, no, it just there's a story that references that in the movie, and man, Robert Redford, what an icon! He just looks fantastic. His hair is amazing. His acting is amazing. I love this movie because not only is it based on a true story, but it's just got that '70s little independent feel to it, and it's just, this movie warms your heart, and it's just a really great tale.
Hey, Gino, did you just hear Jeff compliment Robert Redford's hair?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes. That actually, I have a problem with Robert Redford's hair. He looked like Robert Redford. I would have liked this so much more if he would have gone white, looked different. It was hard to forget that it's Robert Redford. And the whole time I kept feeling sad because this is his last movie, or so he said.
Yeah.
He said he changed his mind. He said the other day it might have been a bit premature, because there's all the buzz on this movie. So he's not going to stop.
Jeff,
tell us there's Sundance.
Jeff, tell us what's going on here.
Well, it's based on the true story about a man who just can't stop robbing banks, and he's in and out of prison his entire life. And he ends up falling in love with Sissy Spacek towards the end of his life and career, and he keeps his life secret from her. And it's just about him and the Over the Hill gang, which is Tom Waits and Danny Glover, and they're just really good at robbing banks. And he's a gentleman. That's what everyone says in the movie, is that he smiled, he was polite. So he's not a violent criminal. He literally can't help himself robbing banks.
So then you related to him because he has a secret life and you have a secret wife and family in Hawaii. Is that correct? No?
Yes, and I've robbed every bank in Hawaii.
Gino, what'd you think of this movie?
I liked it, but as I said, Tom Hanks made a movie, The Terminal, and it looked like Tom Hanks. I really, I think this would have been so much better if Robert Redford didn't look like Robert Redford. I keep saying that, but that's the fact. And I do like the look of it. It does feel like a 70s movie, like
Very
Jeff said.
70s.
That I really, really liked.
Gino, Jeff, hair is much overrated. Bonnie, what did you think of this movie?
Well, seeing how I have a lot of hair, I liked Robert Redford's hair. No, I agree though with you. I really enjoyed it. It was a kind of a feel good film, even though you're rooting for this guy. But I agree with you 100%. It's Robert Redford. Like, who would not give Robert Redford all of the money? Please, sir, take it. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, how could you resist that charming smile and everything?
Think about every Redford film. He plays Robert Redford. Kevin Costner plays Kevin Costner. So they're not character actors at all. They just kind of, Brubaker from. Just think about it. They really are themselves. And I saw Robert Redford. You're right. But I felt like I was back in the '70s, going, "Hey, that's Robert Redford as Butch Cassidy."
Yeah, and it's funny too because there's a little sequence in the film where you see older versions of younger versions, of Robert Redford. It's kind of an homage to his career, right? And they just took these, and it's kind of cool. Like,
he's broken out of jail in his past films a lot. Yeah,
exactly. The Sting and everything. But you know what? It's a fun little enjoyable film, and you're rooting for him, even though you really shouldn't be. But it's kind of a neat story, like that this guy.
It's a victimless crime, Bonnie. It's a victimless crime.
Exactly.
But let me ask you this, both of you who have seen it: does he get nominated for this?
No.
I don't think so, but if he plays that card, oh, this is going to be my last one. Let's put it this way. He will be nominated for a Critics' Choice Award because they'll want him at that show.
Yeah, we'll want him at the award
100%,
show. Yeah.
100%. But I don't know yet. I haven't seen enough amazing male performances yet for my Oscar picks. I saw a few other ones that we'll talk about later in the year, I'm sure.
What about Venom?
Oh yeah, well Tom Hardy, I don't care. He can
Wait,
do no wrong anyway.
I just got an email from Venom said I hung out with Bonnie at the Toronto Film Festival. Wow, you know,
Look, there's Mosé. Did you
That's
see
Mosé behind you.
What?
Look, Mosé.
What are you doing eating people's faces? That ain't right. That ain't right, eating people's faces. No, it's going to come back and haunt him. You watch. No, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he does a great Mosaic. So.
I don't know. We'll see about the Oscar nomination, but 100% Critics' Choice nomination. I can tell you that right now.
All right, Gino, give me a rating.
B.
Really? Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's not bad. How about you, Jeff?
I agree, B.
Well, staying on the B. Bonnie?
B for Bonnie.
Wow, solid B across there, of course. You know.
And the critic who didn't see it?
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's our that's. Well, by the way, I just when I went over to our Facebook page for Movie Mayhem Live, I noticed that Greg Russell Detroit is posting all this stuff from an event he went to. So he skipped our show, going to some big swag place. I don't know.
What a nerve.
I know. So
well, we got to end this, Chuck, because Gino's double parked. So
yeah, he is double parked. All right. So thanks everybody, and real quick, Bonnie, give your plug, Bonnie.
Oh, yeah, sorry. SmartEntertainmentGroup.com. You can see all my interviews, and SiriusXM every Thursday at 4 o'clock, channel 167. And, you know, whatever. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the whole thing. I'm there.
All right, Jeff.
VegasFilmCritic.com. You can find my link to my YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on social media. And that's all there is.
Gino.
Gino Salomon Critic on Facebook, and watch Gino TV on YouTube.
And of course, I am Chuck the Movie Guy, but you already know that, household name and all. So where is the button for the, I have so many buttons here. I'm looking for the big legal credits, and I lost the credit button. Well, anyhow, let's see. That's not it. And credits roll. There we go.
There we go.
It's having Greg on it.
That's true. It's true. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. We'll see you all next week. We got some, I don't know what we have, but I guarantee it'll be a better show than this one. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Chuck.